Hey everybody, it's Kyle,
And it's Kristina.
and this is the CP Chronicles with special guest Making My Way, aka DJ Carter and his buddy Steven. Sorry, Steven, I don't know your last name,
That's
but
okay. Steven Taylor.
please introduce yourselves and let us know a little bit about how this band started.
Well, I'll take the forefront of that first. Stephen and I have been friends for a long time, almost 8 years. We started karate together about 6 years ago, and it was, we met, and it was, a lot of things happened.
I love you, man.
Yeah, I know. Hey, Cindy, how are you? It was one of those things where, through teaching and through learning about martial arts, I had asked Steve for a ride to and from the dojo one day, and we were kind of talking, and I found out that he was a musician, and I go, "Oh, really?" Well, we kind of immediately hit it off. The first time he brought the guitar over, he went, "How do you do that?" And I went, so we were, making up stuff and laughing and doing funny stuff, and then we did some serious stuff. And I told him that I had always wanted to put out a CD, and I had put out one when I was 20 of 2 songs that I had done that are copywritten, Bow Your Head and Pray and Promises to Keep, with a good friend of mine, and it was done by my church. And I said, well, this didn't go as well as I'd like. The music is good, but you could tell there were flaws. The CD pops and the drums were out of sync. And when I met Steve and we started doing music together, and he showed me the setup that he had and worked it out so I could get into his home and the whole studio, and I'm like, man, this guy's serious. He's got the setup. We could actually do this. And we started working, and it just kind of came to be. Making My Way didn't come up until we almost done with the album, and I'll let Steve kind of go after that. What do you think?
Just you just gonna throw it on me?
I mean,
Making My Way. Oh man, I don't know. You mean just tell them how it came about?
Yeah,
okay.
I mean,
well, DJ and I are about stupid. We are just knuckleheads. We'll be driving down the road, putting up, and we start talking about old shows, television shows that we used to watch when we were like little kids. And I would never watch this now, but anyway, one of the shows we used to watch was Dukes of Hazzard. So it had Bo and Luke Duke and all this stuff, and they were jumping cars and all this stuff. And I had no clue what it meant, back then, but now, But anyway, that song, when they're singing, just making my way the only way I know how. That's just a little bit more than the law will allow. So anyway, something came up, and DJ and I started talking, and we're just like, making my way, So we're like, okay, that's our name. We're making my way. So
I think it's a good name personally.
Yeah,
I know it's just
every time we would go somewhere, making my way every time.
Well, it makes me think of making my way downtown, walking fast.
Yeah,
1,000 miles.
Yeah.
It means so many different things, Once we started to think about it, making my way through life, making my way, to be able to do this. So it really applied to what we were trying to make in the end. So that's where that came from. But yeah, I'll tell you what, when DJ and I got together to start doing music, he is the master of lyrics. And putting things, oh my God, you can do anything. You can pick a topic out of thin air and play something, and he'll just start singing. And believe it's not just the kind of music that we play. He can spit some raps out too, man. He can spit raps.
Yeah, I can vouch for that.
Oh my goodness, it is a trip. But anyway, I'll stop and let him talk now.
And well, see, that right there, that's God's gift. I have been lyrically competent for a long time. I mean, and I've always been able to do it through poetry. I've done it through, and I've been in music, since I was 8 years old. But the rapping, that kind of that's that side that not a lot of people know about, because I was in, 5th and 6th grade, and we had a beatboxer that would just throw them. And they would pick a topic, ice cream sandwiches, and bam. And I would just go and flow off the top of my head and never write it down. But once I say it, it's gone. So Steve got in the habit of popping out the iPad and going. And when I say stuff, we'd go back and then start remembering the lines. And then the songs came about. And it's like, okay, we've got something here. So the lyrics, if I don't feel it, I can't sing it. If I don't feel it, I can't do it. Thank you, Josh. Josh knows me from camp as well, and it's just a God-given talent that he gave me, and I've quote unquote ran with it. No pun intended, but
rolled with it, DJ. You rolled with it.
Yeah.
But if you're just joining us on Facebook Live or Disability Global Broadcast, we're here with Making My Way. They just released their new CD, My Chair.
Let me just
tell us, what was the first song that you wrote for this album?
Whew, wow. Well, that got to go back a little bit. The very first song that we wrote that we decided that had to be on the album was Angel's Face. And I originally wrote that song for my wife at our wedding.
We played it and sung it.
And we played it and sung it, and it took off. When that song was played, it took off. And the album, we were looking at, what do we want to do? Do we want to do a funny album? Do we want to do a parody album? Do we want to do songs that I've wrote that are original? And Steven and I kind of, and this is what's so great with working with him, we're able to bounce ideas off each other, and we don't get angry very often because it's not an attack. It's here's my thought, here's my thought. Okay, let's see where we want to go. And I think having his clarity on some of the stuff where he's been in a band before, he's been performing, he's done that, it's a little bit more experience there. So in some of that, I'll say, okay, let me try this. What do you think of this? And we'll go from there. But after Angel's Face, our big hit was What Life's All About. That was the one that just, when I wrote that song, the first 10 times I did it, I couldn't get through without crying, because that is a story of literally life itself. And you have all of these boundaries and things that you have to go through, and it takes time. You got to figure it out. You got to go through it. Sometimes it gives you hell, and that's, sometimes you scream and yell. Sometimes you gotta take time to figure out how to go through life itself. So life's all about what came out of that.
How many years would you say you've been working on this? Like, how long is it taking you to really put everything together? Because I know from the last couple of years I've known you, pretty much, as long as I've known you, you've been working on this CD, but I'm sure there was more before we met as well.
We started this, it's been about 2 years and 3 months. We have been working on the CD itself for at least that. But we've been doing music before the CD ever came into play.
Oh, yeah.
We had to get comfortable with how and figure out how each other worked, and that's what's great about, a duo that works well. Some things Steve likes, some things I like, some things, he's not used to that country style. He had to listen to it, learn it. He is, you're talking about a master. He is a wonderful musician, guitar, piano. I mean, it's bass, and all of these things. Not to mention that putting it all together and working in Pro Tools is a beast and a half, because you got to time it. You got to put drums in there. You got to put all of it's got to sync up, and then you got time punches where if you mess up, you got to go back and re-record one area. But if you don't take that time punch off, it messes up the whole song. And as we figured out, we had to do 3 songs over because it was, you know, you messed up one time and the recording gets, for lack of a better term, hogwash, and it's like, well, what do we do now? Well, the only thing we can do is do it again. But one thing that Stephen has is determination. We tried to figure out a problem. We were working on the CD. We tried to figure it out 2.5 hours.
Yeah.
We had been sitting at the house, and we're going through guitar, and we stopped. And I'm like, okay, let's take a break. Let's eat some lunch. We come back, try again. He goes, I figured it out. It was a time punch. I had time punch on. Didn't realize it. See, we're going through this for the first time. Neither of us have put out a CD.
Right.
We're having to figure this out and research it and do it all ourselves. So our copyrights, which all of that
you have framed, I'm sure, because I saw it.
Yeah.
You know, and this is the legitimate copyright for that. I mean, it's all the songs are there. And you go through that. That in itself costs. Everything costs money. Everything. Hello. So it's just, you know, but we split everything right down the middle. And that's what's great about working with Stephen. He doesn't make it complicated. He will look at a problem. We will diagnose it together. And we say, okay, how do you feel about this? This is not my CD. This is not Stephen's CD. It's ours. We put equal amounts of work into doing it. And sometimes, you know, Stephen will go, that's your baby. I said, no, it's not mine. It's ours. And well, you're the one singing. So Steve does harmony on a lot of the song, and you look on the back. That's why I love the back cover of this. On the back cover, which I just so happen to have right here, you know, all of, you know, Steve put, and I like this because he said, yep, I have to get it. Performed all music, and you can't see it because it's on the little. He put you know, the harmonies that he did, the harmonies that I did, and made it known and all of this stuff. But not only that, you know, our process was done through CD Baby. We got to give a big shout out to those guys because they worked hard. They got everything out. They, you know, we had to fill out forms and pay for this and pay for that, and this decision and that decision, and fill out 60 pages of form. And Steve did all of that. I mean, but you know, and the late hours that goes into all of this, that's the amazement with Steve, right? And I call him Steve with Steven, but you know, when he went through, there were hours, and when I say hours, we would go and work 5 hours a day, every Saturday. We gave up fishing last year. We did not go fishing, but three or four times last year because we wanted to focus on the CD. And then Stephen goes, let's go fishing. And we stopped for 3 weeks. And I'm fiending. I'm going, oh God, when are we going to get back to it? Like, because it's just that moment of what are we going to do? And when we went back, you know, we went fishing a couple times and had a great day. And I caught like 30 some fish. And I'm like, oh, we needed that. And then we came back and hit the album again, and we were refreshed. And just like hiatus from my CP does not define me, sometimes you've got to step back and do something different, because I could sing every day. I could do music every day because I never tire of what I'm passionate about. But I've learned through doing this, you have to take breaks, and you have to let Steve have a day or a weekend to himself, because he's doing all the setup, all the equipment, and dragging it out and putting it back. And that's one guy. And that's
So, in terms of production, what was the hardest song for you to get through, Stephen?
The hardest song for me to get through? Wow. Let me think here. Go down the list here.
There's 12 songs on the album, so
Yeah,
you have a lot to pick from.
I think that I didn't have a real hard time getting through most of these songs. Some of them are more complex than others, like "Not the End."
Yep, that's the one I was going.
That's one that it's got a not only a verse, but it has a pre-chorus and a chorus, and it kind of switches back and forth a little bit. So that one kind of gets a little complicated. And then some of the other ones, I start doing some minor bar chords, and I don't know if anybody out there has ever played guitar much, but if you play a little while and you're doing those bar chords, your fingers really start to hurt after a while because you're pushing down with a lot of might and everything. So sometimes it gets hard to get through some of those songs, but I think for the most part, most of these are very easy. I think we both love the songs that we came out with. And DJ didn't mention this, but we have, when you go through the process, you have throwaway songs too. We have several
deluxe CD.
Yeah, so no, those are on the floor, man. We probably will never pick those up.
Oh.
Yeah, and there's one song that may go on the next CD, and that one, you can ask DJ. We tried to record that. We were trying to record that. It took us like 16 takes because it's a fast song, and I have to change chords really, really quick. And I could not get it recorded at the end of the day. And we were trying to record it, and I was tired, and I just could not. I was like, man, I can't get it.
Yeah,
I finally got it. But I think we'll probably have to go back and re-record it. But that one was hard. That's a good question. I finally got to it, Kyle.
I've never played guitar, but I do play piano, and I also have a hard time changing chords with speed. But I also have CP that limits my my speed in some aspects, so I can kind of relate to that.
That's exactly what it is. Yeah, it gets really hard sometimes. I cannot remember the name of that song, DJ.
Is it This Thing Called Life? Is that?
It may no. I'll find it real quick.
And while Steve's looking for that, everything has challenges, and I think the challenges of this, brought us both closer together. Not to get all super emotional on this thing, but when this CD. And Stephen thinks about people. Stephen thinks about how they feel. Stephen thinks about what they're feeling inside at certain moments. When 9 days ago, when he brought the CD over, he brought it over and didn't tell me it came. So I'm asleep. I'm just like mouth all open, drooling down the side. And I come in, he's got a box. I'm holy. It came! Holy, it came! And it's just, and I'm sitting there holding it.
Yeah.
And there's a realization there that we did this.
Right.
This has been a dream since I was 8. Yeah. I mean, and it's in my hand, and it's now it's there. And then the anticipation of, well, when's it going to drop on the radio? And
that was a whole nother battle for you. And I know from talking to you, you're like, well, it could be a week, but it could be forever. And I don't know if I can wait that long. And you were just like, the anxiety was so real. And I just can't even imagine you do all that work and you have it in your hands, but digitally you're just waiting. You're just in limbo. And then you're like, oh, it's out on Spotify. And then some other members of our group were like, nope, I found it on Apple Music too. And then it was just like, boom.
It's going to be everywhere.
Go ahead, Kyle. I'm sorry.
Oh, I was just going to say it's going to be everywhere. I have already listened to it on Spotify, YouTube Music. You said 60 platforms that when all said and done. So
I probably couldn't even name 60. So that number.
I can't.
Oh, I'm sure you can because you want to know where it is and.
No, I can't do it. I mean, I didn't know there were 60 platforms, but again,
that's what I'm saying.
I didn't either, to be honest.
But if you go down the CD Baby page, it shows all the platforms that it's on in this bad boy.
Yeah.
I mean, wow.
So, DJ, what was the hardest song to sing on this album?
By the way, the one that I just take a ride with me.
Oh yeah, we
were whistling and the whistle part to it.
We canned that thing. I'm like, no, that, I want to go back. I want to go back to something Kyle said. All the we have songs in the on the back burner. We probably have 30 or 40 songs that we've done. And the good thing is, and I'm going to talk about one of them, This Day Is Mine, which is on the album. That song started out totally different than it is right now. And Steve has what I call Steven riffs, okay? He does things on the guitar, and I go, woo, that was not, do it again. And he'll do it, and I'll come up with something. So we had done this style with This Day Is Mine, and I'm like, I like this. And the more he played it, I'm going, I hate this. Oh God, this is horrible. This is, and we're like, all right, let's just can this. And he did out of the air. This came up with a country riff, and I went, that's it. And we applied it, and it worked. And I was like, right there.
It's my favorite song on the album, like I told you. So if you're still with us now, stay tuned till the end, because they're going to be singing this song and maybe one or two others. So be prepared.
You gave away the surprise, Kyle. Nice going.
We got to entice them to stick around. We got to entice them.
Man.
I didn't know it was a surprise for our viewers.
TJ was.
I figured we got to let them stick around.
I just want to thank all the comments that are coming in. All of our supporters. You guys, we couldn't. I don't know who you are because you don't have.
I see that Facebook user. I don't know why that.
I don't know who it is, but thank you. To have support and to have all the people that have pre-ordered, we're shipping your CDs out soon. Wow.
And I know this is, speaking of, pre-ordering and all that, it's kind of exploded more than you thought it would. Because I know you're working hard to ship out everybody's CD.
Thank you, Shayna. I gotta give a shout out to Shayna real quick, and I'm trying not to get emotional. I'm sorry. There have been people that have been with me on this thing since the beginning. Shayna, when I first told her that we were looking at this, she stuck to the side of my hip. Have you thought about this? Have you thought about this? Have you did this? Have you did this? And it wasn't just ideas. It was, what can I do? Have you, did you go? She wants to be my bodyguard. I told her, I can't say what I told her on the air, but my dream, I did a video yesterday talking about the 2 dreams that have come true in my life. Thank you, Jeffrey. I appreciate it. For this CD to come about right now, it's amazing to me. For this to happen, God's timing on this is incredible. The launch of the CD, to hit the radio the way it's hit, to be on Spotify, to be on Pandora, to be on Amazon at $15, and then you can download it for $9.49. You can download it for 99 cents a song, to be on all of these platforms, YouTube Music. I mean, the timing was perfect, and I couldn't even exactly fathom. I couldn't plan it. And Shayna the whole time, well, what about t-shirts? What about hats? What about this? And she would make suggestions, but I want to take certain people with me. And I told Kyle 2 days ago, I was supposed to call him back, and I didn't. I apologize, brother.
Hey, you're a busy man. I ain't going to get in the way of that.
Woo, I'm telling you, I have been pushing the ever-loving bejesus out of this thing. I was back in the back for 7 hours yesterday. Twitter, YouTube, 3 YouTube.
Know about it, right?
I mean, because Steven said it. This doesn't stop. The process doesn't stop. It goes. I put it in 74 groups because I want this thing to be everywhere. And it's not just the United States that we're talking about. Because of CD Baby and where we went, this thing is all over the world. Like, I'm like, wait a minute. My buddy from England downloaded the CD from England. I'm like, well, then, you've got a cookie, don't you?
And Jeff is in Australia.
I've got to tell you, thank you very much there, Dan the man from Manchester, all the way over there. It's just,
Shayna has a comment here about what she's gonna do for you when she's your bodyguard, but we won't highlight that because Shayna, girl, we still on the radio here. We gotta keep it.
Oh, Lord, Jesus, help me! Oh, okay.
Shayna's just gonna take care of DJ and make sure he's good on tour.
You know, our group that we meet with on Fridays, everybody in that group has purchased a CD, and I can't even believe it.
Of course we would.
Over 40 copies strong. And I guess the big thing before we get to any more questions was, at first I was like, are people going to like it? What are they going to think? What are they going to do? How are we?
Yeah.
But then it just became, all I want to do is get the music out there. I don't care how big I get. I don't care how much money we make. I don't care, where you go. I just want to get the music out there. And God took it and went, and I'm like,
after all that work, it's only natural that you wanted to show it off, whether it was big or not big. I mean, you put that many hours into something, you gotta want to share it with everybody. I mean, I haven't listened to a song that I don't like. And one of the things I have to say too, I'm just really amazed at how each song is so different. And I think that speaks to the creativity of the group, because if it were me, I think everything would just sound the same. And they really do not. Each one has its own, special instrumentals and everything else. And I was just really impressed sitting down and listening to it the other day, listening to it finished, even though I'm lucky enough to get some of the upfront, like, hey, we're working on a song, let me call it, but like
the sneak previews there.
Finish was like, whoa.
That's a whole nother show right there. But Jeffrey, you will be able to download the whole thing on Apple Music. Right now, it is available on Amazon Music to download. You can download it for $9.49, or you can download it individually on Amazon for 99 cents a song. So you save yourself about $4 downloading it for $9.49. But it will be available on Apple Music very soon. So thank you for that.
Now, DJ, we've talked about having all these songs, on the cutting room floor. How do you choose the 12 that go on the album?
Because I imagine it would be.
That's a hard one, because every song that I do,
Kyle, some of them's easy. We look at each other and say, that ain't gonna work for me. I'm sorry. He'll do the same thing. He's like, that's not it.
Nope.
And so we're like, okay, we both agree on that one. But some of the other ones are harder.
Oh man, I'm sorry. The biggest struggle we have a song that is off the album because of the power of it, and Kristina heard it. And I remember when she heard it, she looked at me and she said, I have never heard you sing like that in my entire life.
That came from somewhere over here, down deep, and I mean, I've heard JJ sing a lot of things, but I just said, whoa. And I mean, it's one of those things where it's like, I don't know if the world is ready for that, DJ.
It really, and to answer your question, every song that I do or that we do, is I have to feel it. It has to come from deep inside, and there's a part of life that it's touched, or a part of life that it's going to touch. And we've got one that we're working on and possibly re-recording again called This Thing Called Life. And that's the song that Kristina is mentioning. Thank you for that. We can relate to the music if you live with a disability or not. You two are an inspiration. Thank you so much.
We're
That
great.
is
Yes, very
amazing.
much.
You guys are gonna make me cry. Stop. I guess in picking the songs, there's a feel, and Steve taught me about that too. Going, okay, what do we want to accomplish with this album? Do we want it to be lighthearted and upbeat? And some of the songs are do 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 do, and some of the songs are won't better, and then some of them are not. I mean, you've got all these different styles.
Yeah.
And I wanted diversity, and I think with the album, diversity gives people. It's not just country. It's not just blues. It's not just rock. It's not just gospel. It has a little bit of everything in that feel. There's a lot,
and yet it all works together. Like
Right.
to me, it's very cohesive.
Mhm.
It's not like
It does.
there's this and this and this. It's just one big piece.
I'd have to agree. Yeah.
Mhm.
But how did you pick My Chair as the title? Like, that's a song on the album, My Chair. But why did you pick that song as the title for the album?
I wanted one song about the story of my life. I wanted it to be kind of, you're in Paris and you got the croissant in front of you. And, all the things that we go through. I wanted one song to be about what I was, who I was, and what people saw. And not necessarily what you see is what you get, because you'll notice on my Facebook, I say what you see is what you get. But when people perceive you and they look at that chair and they run away, and I'm going, no, don't run away, stay with me, no. And I'm chasing after you, and you're like, this guy is creepy. It just, you make it. This is my life. This CD is about my life, our lives. As much as I put in, Stephen put in. Now, lyrically, you called me a master. I'm not a master of lyrics.
I don't know, DJ. I probably have to disagree with that statement.
Sure. I'm a master of nothing because I was given a gift by God that I'm able to use to present to.
He made you a master then.
If anybody, without Steve, none of this would have been possible. And
hey, it's the same way, man.
Yeah. And this is
both of us. Yeah.
And this is where we kind of go, no, it's you. No, it's you. No, it's you.
You need each other. That's what makes it work.
It is. It is the yin and the yang of it. Yin and gin and juice, whatever it is. I'm not sure. It is so amazing that we feed off of this. And we would go fishing, and Steve will play songs. And I'm like, that we worked on. He's like, we need to go back to this one. That's what Steve is really good at. There's songs that I forget, or the songs that, because we've done so many songs that are not even on the table.
We just record ideas. Here's an idea, and then we'll go back to it later, several weeks or a month later. And we're like, man, that's pretty good. We want to visit that one.
Some of them we go, we need to throw that one away.
Some of them we delete.
Yeah. What was the easiest song to put together in terms of lyrics and instruments and production and all that?
Gone.
Yeah, Gone was very easy.
Gone. I'm a blues guy, and Steve, pick up your guitar.
That was very, very sure answers, so that must have came real fast.
Steve has an ability. Now, I've talked about Steve riffs, and on the CD, I literally go, "Hey, Steve, remember that blues riff we used to play back in the day?" He goes, "Yeah." I go, "Try that thing," and he does this. He does this riff. Do the Gone riff. And then the first time he did that, I went, "Oh my God!" It was like a shock of electricity went through my soul, and I'm
Eureka!
Do it again, and he did it. So he kept working it, and then we got into the style of what the song was. And I had written the song years ago. We had done this song 2 years ago, probably.
Yeah,
that was one of the first or second songs we came out with. And blues is my favorite because that's what I feel it. I feel it on piano. I feel it on guitar. I feel it. That's my. Thank you so much. Thank you. It
really
does. It does. And that's the reason that we did it. And sometimes Steve will play in the background and I'll be talking about something and it'll give me an idea, or because the music that we do is just some soft and sweet, some as hard as rock, some is country-fied, some is eating a fried chicken dinner, some is you feel it and it's like, but he will make up different sounds and riffs, and it's like in not the end, or the other one that's not the end. What's it called?
Hold on, I can pull it up on Spotify.
It's wait a minute, I'll tell you. End of Time. There's a sound in End of Time where he goes there, 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 and he slides. There's a little slide at the beginning of the song, and when you play it, it's right at the beginning, and I love it. It's my favorite sound on the whole album. And he just sat there for like 10 minutes, and and I'm going, that sound. You know what? He does it, but. Again, being able to do it, it sounded so beautiful when it was mixed. And that's the hardest thing, is the mixing. Getting it to where it sounds where you've got, because we don't use a lot of reverb, we don't use a lot of extra stuff. And it's amazing for the acoustic version of What Life's All About. We didn't have it like that when it came out. Is somehow the reverb got added, and I'm like,
yeah, it went crazy on the voice. There's so much reverb.
And I'm like, but nobody, and even if people don't like it, the point is they're still listening to it. So it means so much, man. This is wow.
It's gotta feel so fulfilling now. Like, what are you feeling now? Do you know what you're feeling in all this, or is it just too much all at the same time? I know that's a really hard question, so take your time.
Probably honor.
Gratitude.
Yeah, to be able to fulfillment, doneness, complete. There's so many emotions that go into it because I've heard the CD over and over and over, but every time I hear it, I'm like, we did this. There's such a peacefulness inside of this. The dream come true. The dream is here. Now, where do we go? Do we play live? Do we go to the park? Do we go to this little building over here? Do we go to the amphitheater?
You go everywhere.
And
we go everywhere you want to go at this
point.
But again, the sky's the limit.
In doing that, there's so much involvement because then you got to rent it. Then you got to call the people. Then you got to set everything up. And that's a lot on Steve. So I try to not go, because I don't. One thing I've said, and I'll say it again, right on the air, my head's going to stay right where it's at. I don't want DJ to be forgotten as DJ. I don't care how many CDs we make. I'm still the same guy that I was when it first started. Thank you, Lena.
Thank you.
And this is a blessing by God. This is exactly what this is. I'm giving him all the glory and everything that we do. It is to be able, it's an honor to work with this guy back here. This is a beautiful thing.
So what do you want listeners, like, what's the biggest takeaway you want listeners to get from listening to this CD?
Wow.
Come answer with the hard questions, DJ.
No, I like it because that's why being on your show is so awesome. Remember, there's nothing you can't accomplish. If I can do it, you can do it. when I did this the other day, I said, and remember this, dream big to where it scares the living OT double hockey sticks out of you. And you've got to, because if your dream is not big enough to scare you, it's not big enough. We had no idea. And Steve goes, I don't know how we're going to sell this. And I had to say, Steve, positive, man. We got to.
Yeah.
Because your mind does that. Your mind messes with you going, you ain't going to sell that many CDs, man. You ain't got that many. You need to order 200 more.
Yeah, now I'm thinking you're going to end up ordering like 200 more because it sounds like things are pretty crazy over there. I mean,
man, it's so great. It is so great, and I'm so thankful for it. It is really I can't even put it into words, honestly, because there's so much that is happening right now. My brain's going, I'm gonna explode.
Yeah, you're kind of, it went from 0 to 60 really fast, and then maybe about 100 by now, you know.
About 100.
Because
I think some of your lyrics, DJ, you know, if you think about some of the more serious songs, may end up really, you know, touching some people and helping people. You know, I know music has helped me through some really hard times and has given me advice, and you know, it's done a lot for me over the years. So that's another little angle, you know, that maybe you know, just a little bit, it could help somebody in one of the songs, because it's kind of, they apply broadly to what's going on in people's lives and stuff like that. Maybe not some of them, but some of them do.
I think so many of the songs on this album are just general enough to fit everybody, but you know, especially people with any kind of disability, I think are going to hear this and relate just that much more.
Yeah, I think it's a very broad CD. Like, those with disabilities are going to relate to it a lot, but it's like you don't need to be disabled to relate to the things you're singing about in these songs.
So many of these songs are about life too, not just about life with a disability.
Yeah, I didn't want to focus just on disability, because everybody has problems in life that they deal with. But if you don't listen to the CD and you don't check it out, you can't hear it. You're not going to know. So you've got to get out there and you've got to listen to it. You've got to go places and you've got to stream it and purchase it and share it and do this thing, because I want to affect as many people that I can in a positive way. Same thing with my show. It all starts with one. The dream starts right here. If the dream goes out, there it is.
Yeah.
But before we give you the time to sing us some songs, I wanted to ask you, what's the thing that surprised you the most in this process? For each of you, Raven.
How quickly this summer took off. I was like, day 1, day 2, day 3, day 641. Whoa! And it was like, when this thing went, it shot out like a cannon, and I'm just like,
yeah, you waited, and then it all just boom at the same time, and you were. And
it's all about timing, you know.
Yeah, it really is.
Who comes up with the melodies, or is it a collaboration? Great question. It is a collaboration. Steve does all of the music. But the melodies, we have started harmonizing with each other quite a bit in some songs, and Steve does all right. I got to tell you, I was like, man, because we, you know, he did.
Gonna mess me up. I'm gonna
he did harmonies on Angel's Face. He did harmonies on This Day Is Mine, and it's really good. I mean, it is. But again, it's a collaboration of the two of us, and we really study the song and try to figure out where the song is going and what we feel. To answer that.
Oh, well, we've talked about a lot about it. Is it time for you guys to give our listeners a little taste?
Let's play one a little bit. And first of all, before we start again, I want to say thank you for all the support of the album. The song we're going to do first. You're on the stage. Yeah, you're on the first right here. Yep.
Ooh, my favorite.
We're gonna do Kyle's favorite song on the album called, and I have my lyrics in front of me so I don't screw up, but I probably still will screw up. So
all right, I'm gonna mute microphones on our side, y'all too, just to help with some of the echo. Hopefully, everything will come through nice and clear.
All right. Hope you guys enjoy. Wake up in the morning, yeah, this is true. Got a list of chores I don't want to do, all because I don't give a darn. Dishes in the sink, there's trash in the can. Lawn needs mowing, man, oh man. List gets longer each and every day. This is my day, I'm gonna do what I want to. Sit on my couch and have me a drink or two. I'm gonna sit right here and I'm gonna take my time. 'Cause this day ain't yours, this day is mine. Check my mail, got nothing but bills. Time to cook dinner, gotta find something to kill. All I do is work each and every day. I wanna be outside working on my stuff. Wanna play with my dog, but not too rough. 'Cause I have dreams and I want them to come true. This is my day, I'm gonna do what I want to. Might sit on my couch and have me a drink or two. I'm gonna sit right here and I'm gonna take my time. 'Cause this day ain't yours, this day is mine. This is my day, I'm gonna do what I want to. Might sit on my couch and have me a drink or two. I'm gonna sit right here and I'm gonna take my time. 'Cause this day ain't yours, this day is mine. No, this day ain't yours, this day is mine. One more. No, this day ain't yours, this day is mine. Yeah, so that one went a lot of fun. Thank you. Appreciate you guys. Man, tired of it. A little sweat.
A lot out of it.
Yeah, I mean it's and again the talent and the riffs in that in that particular song is just a beautiful thing. This next song I'm gonna have Steve play a little bit in the background, but the next song we're gonna do is called "What Life's All About," and this was the first song that we decided to put on the album. This is one of those life songs that we thank you, Shayna. That we like a lot, and it kind of talks about life itself. But I do want to mention one thing before we do the song. We had to mark the album explicit. It's not really explicit. There are two quote unquote curse words in there, which involve HE double hockey sticks and a beaver dam. But that's so those two are what. But according to guidelines, we still did that to be courteous and to be respectful of what we had to do. So the album is not explicit. But hope you guys enjoy this song. It's called "That's What Life Is All About." It's also on the album that's available. everywhere.
Yeah, just a little tidbit on this song. This song was originally acoustic guitar, and we decided to make a piano version of it, and that's why the piano version is actually first on the album. We put this one at the end because the guitar version came first, so we just wanted to put them both on there.
I wondered.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Sometimes sunshine don't come easy. It often hides between the clouds. Raindrops falling on the shoulder. I think the sky is crying out loud. I'm just a man with a vision, trying to keep it straight ahead. Sometimes I'm not sure what I'm seeing, but I've often heard it said, sometimes life is cruel and jagged. Nothing ever seems to go right. Gotta go through pain to get some pleasure. That's what makes life alright. I said, that's what life's all about. Gotta take time to figure it out. Sometimes you scream and sometimes you yell. Sometimes life just gives you hell. Try to get rid of all your doubts, 'cause that's what life's all about. Every cloud has a silver lining. You gotta wait to see the light. If your heart is in the right place, take the time to do it right. Sometimes life is cruel and jagged. Nothing ever seems to go right. Gotta go through pain to get some pleasure. That's what makes life alright. That's what life's all about. Gotta take time to figure it out. Sometimes you scream and sometimes you yell. And Sometimes life just gives you hell. Try to get rid of all your doubt, 'cause that's what life's all about.
Woo. You totally didn't just make me tear up or anything. I didn't have tears streaming down.
That song is. Whew, I had
you can hear the emotion in your voice.
I mean, this is what I mean when I say your music touches people. I mean, I've heard this song a lot of times already and still had tears coming down my face.
And the thing about it, I mean, to close this thing out, you know, it doesn't matter how many times you hear it. You know, when you play a song in a situation, you're going through losing something, you're going through death, you're going through, you know, a breakup, you're going through a divorce, you're going through anything in your life, and you play a song like this, and it reaches inside and it grabs that heartstring, and when I first wrote this thing, I knew that this song, I asked Steve, I said, can you put piano to this? And the piano version that he put out was absolute perfection. I mean, it just, everything, every note just makes me go, because it's just one of them things that you feel it. The song is incredible. It is his piano ability. I honestly think he plays, if not better, as well as guitar, because the piano, you're able to pull back, and you're able to pull back on the strings a little bit. The piano, it does something. Thank you so much. It really grabs a hold of you and shakes you to your very core. But you know, that's what the song's about. So,
well, you portray it very well.
Thank you.
So
awesome.
No wonder that one made it on.
Yeah. Wow.
So,
well, you know, I just have to say thank you guys for joining us today.
Thank you.
We're coming up on the end of our hour already, but
which is crazy. Some of these go so fast, and any show that we have with DJ, I think, just needs to be 2 hours automatically by default. There's always so much more to talk about, but
that you know, and you know, and again, I have to thank Miss Winnie too for giving this opportunity to us, because it you know, she's been with me as well, and you know, it's one of those things where you don't never forget what you have, because you don't appreciate it until it's gone. And I think in doing all this music, when I get to sit down with Steve and to really work on music, that's when all the crap that I deal with, all the pain, all the hate, all the anger, all the stuff that I don't want to deal with anymore, it's there, but it goes, all right, let's talk about this. And I think that I think people, if people write about where they come from, you know, somebody asked me, I can't remember who it was, about the name. You know, have you thought of a name for the next album? We have. I'm not going to share that yet, but we have. We've already started working on the second album. We have almost recouped what we put in for the first album. Again,
awesome.
That is God. That's not you know,
you're meant to be doing this, DJ and Steve. That's what this is.
You know, Steve said something like that when he realized how big it had started to get. He goes, I think we're meant to be doing this. And I'm like, wait a minute. Thank you, Nikki. You know, and the people in here, let me say this again. I know we might go over this, but I know the boss lady is okay. Thank you to all of you guys for this, because you guys that share this stuff.
Yeah, couldn't do it without them.
I couldn't do it. And it means a lot for all of the comments and the messages and the late night calls and the just keep going and one more, because it's hard. It's hard to do this. It is not easy, but it's worth it. It's worth it. I mean, it is just worth it. That's a good one there. We need to put that on the iPad somewhere, because that's see, and things like that, you don't think about it. It's worth it. I'm going, yeah, I just thought of, and my brain is racing because I'm thinking about what it means to be worth it, and in doing this and having the whole thing. So you guys, if anybody wants to purchase the album, we've got under 100 left. Please let me know quick, because they are going fast. Packages are $10 for, excuse me, all these packages include shipping, $15 for the CD, $20 for a signed CD, $25 for a CD, and 8 out of 10 of this picture right here of Steve and myself.
You signed that too.
It's on the flyer as well. So
yeah. And but you can purchase it online, or you can stream it on Spotify and YouTube Music. You can purchase it on Amazon Music at $9.49 for the whole album. You do have to click in the music category, search My Chair, capital M, capital C, and you will see it. You will see the picture of myself on the front. Now, I do want to address this because it's important. A lot of people said, I don't see your name on the front of the CD. That was done for a specific reason. Okay, we have everything copyrighted. We are on the copyright. We are on the CD. We both have it. It's both ours. So everything is good to go, and it's okay. But I do want to say to everybody that's already ordered, thank you. It's coming, and we will get it sent out. We got the envelopes to send everything out today. We have the picture package now. We have all the CDs that are sent out, but they're going quick. So if you want them, order them.
I'm sure people will be ordering. That's, again, My Chair by Making My Way. When I searched it on Spotify, it was the second result under like The Chair by there's a song, some country artist has another, but like it's second result. So I think people are going to see it. People are going to listen.
But it's up there because it's new, and all of the stuff that's new is up there. But that artist that you're talking about is George Strait. That's The Chair. But yeah. But thank you guys for having me on the show so much. We appreciate it.
Of course, we're so happy to have you, and thank you so much for giving everybody a little preview of your music. That was really fun, having you guys do some songs live too. So
yeah, that's the first time we've ever done something like that. So it's a first for us, and we appreciate you guys doing it, because I know it's hard to do a whole interview and then sing a little. So. Got to warm up the vocal cords.
That is great.
Well, we rehearsed before we got on, so I was already warm.
We warmed him up.
There you go. But yeah, we really appreciate you, and I think that about wraps us up. But I do think we have a couple things we want to bring up before we end the show, and that is Kristina got her master's yesterday, for one.
This is about me. Come on.
Well, we're ending the show, so we're gonna be going on a little hiatus, because in order to go get that master, she's going to Spain in July.
Yeah.
She's gonna graduate in Spain. So we're gonna be taking a little bit of a hiatus after this show for a little while, but be sure that you keep in touch on the Facebook page to know when we come back, because we will be back. I promise you.
Yeah, we are looking forward to it. But first, I got a vacation to enjoy. So,
Awesome.
Yeah. So we will see you next time. And let's remember to keep on living,
laughing,
and succeeding. Thanks again, Stephen and DJ. Making my way. My chair. Look it up. You won't regret it.
Thanks for watching, everybody.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye.